right, talking to business fans. We're back again. It's okay. I know James Anthony will be back soon. It's okay. I promise everything's going to be all right. This is what happens when you leave.
Hold me.
It's going to be all right.
All right, enough of that.
It's part 2. I don't even have to say it. It's the color commentary in the local area. Finn O'Reilly. You ready for this?
I mean, are you going to suck my dick every time we do this?
I can't do that because then my tag buddy Virgil would be really upset, and then bad things happen at that point.
You keep making my ego just...
I know.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's talk about 2016, and what I mean by that is UWA has gone through a lot of growth over this past year.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's talk about the future of UWA and what's going on. As we sit here today, this is actually one of the last 2 shows at the new Albany Production House, correct?
Correct. First, let's talk about the fact that my leg fell asleep.
That's not a good thing.
Okay. Anyway, so yes, unfortunately, the New Albany Production House is closing due to their own reasons.
Yes.
Which is forcing us to find a new home, which I can't say yet, but we're good.
That's a good thing. It's a positive thing.
UWA survives.
That's awesome.
That's the best thing about us, is that no matter what, UWA survives. That's what we do best.
There you go.
Yeah.
So big things ahead in the future.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We can only grow from here. I mean, we've been growing from the beginning when it was just a bunch of guys getting together, to them training.
Yes.
Getting a ring, becoming the best that they could. Now look at us. We're on television. Honestly,
putting up some really nice numbers. Putting up some nice numbers.
We got some. We're attracting some great talent.
Oh, very nice.
Some amazing talent. Names I can't say just yet, but look at the names that are already on our roster.
Oh God, yes. You want to talk about an Apollo,
a
legend of the area.
Lennox Norris. We've had Ravishing Ronnie Roberts with us for a while. Stands here with us for a while. Plus, we got the guys that are with us like full time. Skeeter Jackson, Waffle.
Some guy named James Kendrick.
That guy.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of really great talent.
Oh, I do.
That what I love about UWA above everything else is the fact that we consider ourselves to be family, as well as working partners.
And I think that's a great thing. And I can honestly say, coming in here today, watching the young guys paying the dues, actually putting together the ring, there was a great family atmosphere. They're joking around. They're talking about the WWE show last night, who saw what, and they're really working together, and that's a great feeling.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So let's go into, okay, we've got that. Let's talk about the state of indie wrestling, because that's one of the things I love discussing, because obviously territories back in the day, they're over, but I always tell people the territories are coming back. That can't be possible. I really believe
absolutely.
That.
I mean, I always tell people, because I talk about wrestling everywhere I go. I'll be at work talking about wrestling. More than likely, I'll be in Disney World talking about wrestling.
You're going to be in Orlando. You kind of have to.
Right.
Okay.
But everyone that I talk to about wrestling always says, well, WWE. And I'm like, CZW.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla for me.
Wrestling Guerrilla.
Love Pro Wrestling
That's
Guerrilla.
okay. Ring of Honor. UWA. Get out, look at your locals. Find your local shows, because you're going to be more entertained watching local wrestlers. Oh, S&PW. I cannot say S&PW enough. They are awesome. Get out there. Find your local shows, because you're going to enjoy that so much more when you're able to watch wrestling from what it's supposed to be at its core is found in your local indie areas, your local indie shows. You're going to find out what wrestling is supposed to be. You're going to find out what wrestling should be. You're going to find out that without all the pomp and circumstance and all the happy special things and the pyro and the Titantron, then what it comes down to is men and women.
Yes.
I'm a huge women's wrestling advocate. Showing their athleticism in the ring, because that is what they have to work with, and that is what they are going to showcase.
And for me, this is even the better part, is that there's different types for different people. If folks, if you're out there, go onto YouTube. If you like more of an adult storyline, you can go watch a Hood Slam. Or, I love Hood Slam out to death, or a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. If you want more of a family-oriented, there is a UWA, a Wildcat Sports in Louisiana, which is growing huge right now.
Or Chikara.
Oh, Chikara's great.
You can go oh my God, I love Chikara.
Eddie. We'll discuss that one in a second. Eddie Kingston, thank you.
Thank you.
Evolve, obviously, big Gabe Sapolsky guy. Love what they're doing down there. There's a little something for everybody. You just gotta go find it.
Exactly.
And there's this wonderful thing called the internet. You just get on the computer and
YouTube it. YouTube it. You know, find areas. Like the other day, I sat there and looked up because I wanted to know outside of. I live in Kentucky, work in Indiana.
Gotcha.
So because of different legal reasons, I want to go see Kentucky shows. I went on YouTube, looked up Kentucky Pro Wrestling. Bunch of different feds came up, and I watched a bunch of their matches. Some of them, some of them, really good, and it was awesome. So, by all means, get out there, support local.
That's where it starts.
Indie wrestling is great. Support indie wrestling. Support local indie wrestling.
And I'll end it with this, and I keep saying this. There's this thing in wrestling where, every story's been done. Well, you know what? That is true. But saying that, there are great stories that were told 15, 20, 25 years ago that the new fans don't know. And guess where these stories are being redone and spinned and a little bit different too? It's not on WWE, folks.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to get down to the Indies.
Absolutely not.
You got to get down to the Indies.
What is that?
Learn these wonderful stories.
What is that group out of England that does a yearly the yearly video game tribute show?
Oh God,
I can't remember the Fed right now. But it's their show. I love. I look forward to that show yearly because it's awesome. There's nothing better than watching two luchadors dressed up like Mario and Luigi going at each other. One of them happens to take a question mark box, throw it down, and over the curtain, you see a fire flower pop up. Jumps up, grabs the fire flower, starts throwing beanbags at his opponent. And it's hilarious. I love it. Oh, that's one more thing. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, but you don't see a place for humor in professional wrestling,
oh, yeah. And that's a big thing. You got a bunch of old school people that don't like it. And then you have people like me that go, I want to see Pooh Jack and Cereal Man and Drugs Bunny every day of the week.
Exactly. I understand where you're coming from. You know, manly men need to act manly. That's all good and well. But honestly, there's an entire demographic out there that type does not cater towards. And that demographic is getting a whole lot bigger. Because people want something different.
I want to see an 8-year-old super kicked. More than once.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you know. Yeah,
that was funny to me. I can't help it.
Now we're getting into what's K and what's not.
That's true. Hold on. Is it okay to wrestle blow-up dolls? That's a good question. You're a Kenny Omega guy.
Yeah. I am a Kenny Omega guy. I will accept that for humor's sake, once again. I don't know. If you're going to do it, sell it.
There you go.
You know?
That's fair.
If you're going to do it, sell it. Super kicking a little kid, and then like 2 minutes later he just hops up like nothing's going on.
Yeah, I get that. I got that. I
Carry
like
the
the
kid out
novelty
on
of
a
it.
stretcher.
That's not bad.
You know?
That's not bad writing. That's not bad writing.
But
okay, so I get this question that comes into the house when we announce you're going to be on the show.
yes.
And this gentleman is named Hayden. Hayden's a big fan of the show.
Hi Hayden. How are you?
And Hayden has this question for you about a gentleman by the name of Eddie Allen. And he goes, he's reading on Facebook that there's an issue here. There's some beef. Maybe a little heat. What is as we're sitting here, it's February 28th. What is going on between you and Eddie Allen? Because it's very important to what's going on in UWA right now. Because, it was just a month and a half ago you thought Eddie Allen was no longer with the company. Am I correct?
Yeah, he was gone.
He was gone forever.
And then suddenly out of nowhere, there's this decision that's made without talking to his partners. The owner decided that he was just going to let Eddie Allen buy his way back into the company. And, all right, so let me explain this a little bit.
Okay.
Let me get comfortable.
I think we have to explain. No, it's okay. I think we need to explain that if there's one man in Louisville, Southern Indiana, that's more hated than Jim Cornette, it's probably Eddie Allen.
It's Eddie Allen.
I think that's realistic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, Jim Cornette plays a part.
Yes.
Eddie Allen is Eddie Allen. When I first came in, got to meet the guy. Shrewd businessman. Awesome. You kind of need to do that when you're a producer. I'll give him that respect. He'll do whatever he needs to do to keep people watching the show. In a business meeting, he's absolutely amazing. In the ring, spot on. He's a good talent in the ring.
Oh, that's great.
As a person, I want to punch him in the mouth. Just because I see what he's doing with the company that, not just the company, but with the sport that I love. I've been a fan of this for as long as I can remember, and I've been a fan of it as hardcore as I am now. I've always done. I've always been a fan. That hardcore. I love this sport with everything that I am. I will do anything for this sport. I will do anything for UWA because UWA brought me in and gave me that opportunity. The way that I see it, Eddie Allen is driving this company into the ground. He is making every business decision, not for what's best for UWA or the UWA nation. He's doing what's best for Eddie Allen. As long as the spotlight stays on Eddie Allen, he couldn't give a crap less. You know what? Fuck that. He couldn't give a shit less about what happens to the rest of UWA. As long as that spotlight stays on Eddie Allen. And that's fine. That's fine. You go do that somewhere else. I've got people to take care of. I'm sorry, Hayden. That's why I'm not a fan of Eddie Allen. I don't like Eddie Allen because he doesn't think about what's best for UWA, what's best for the business. He only thinks about what's best for himself. And the only thing that's good for him is making sure that his sponsors are happy, which is good. It's all good and well. That's how you pay for a TV show. But when you're willing to sacrifice everything else about your show only for that, that's greed. That's not love, that's greed.
And I'll say this. Strong words, but saying that, UWA fans, this is far from over. I know back in December, you thought everything was over and UWA was going a different direction. This is an issue that I think it's safe to say, not only far from over, but it might just get a little violent. Fair to say?
Well, let's just say I may have quit last show, but I'm here, aren't I? What does that tell you?
Folks, big year, 2016, UWA. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ben, I'm a fan. Maybe I'm not familiar with UWA yet. How do I watch you on Color Commentary? How do I watch the UWA Throwdown show? Give me the info, my friend.
Okay, you can watch UWA Throwdown on YouTube every Monday night at 11 o'clock is when we release our videos, which coincides with our television show, which can be found on 21.4 it's retro TV, but it's part of WBNA. 21.4, 11 o'clock on Monday nights, Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock, and also on YouTube. And we just recently got on to the Fight TV app.
Oh, nice.
Which,
nice.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh,
so you can find us. You can find us on Fight TV as part of the Indie Wrestling.
Excellent.
Indie Wrestling channel. So check out Indie Wrestling channel, and we're on YouTube. We're also on TV, on WBNA.
Million different ways to watch the product.
Exactly.
And I will honestly say this, and I'm not saying this because we're in UWA. Some of the best stories going today are coming out of this company. That's why I continue to support the company. It's why I continue to have guys from the show on, because I believe in the direction of the company and what it's doing for the business.
Excellent.
So, great thing. Folks, thanks so much again for watching everything. I will say this, don't forget, first week of April, we do have the podcast coming out. I'll be making an announcement here very, 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 very shortly about where to listen to it at. Dave's excited. We can't wait to get it started off. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, KC_Dave, TTB20161, Facebook. You know how to watch the show. You know it's going to come out on YouTube. Big shout out to my boy Mike Mills. Yes, I am pimping the Booking the Territory podcast shirt, and Doc, you ain't getting a damn dollar from it. One more big shout out, obviously. I think we announced this before, but Powerbomb Nation DC, thank you for all the love. And yes, I will be back on season 2 talking the business and letting you guys know more about that. So this has been a blast.
Awesome. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, do we end this with one bad, like, James Banthony joke about selling shirts to a stripper while he's in a strip club?
No, I've got one better that he told me.
Oh, really?
Okay, so he was, I don't know if he should tell you or not, but you know what, screw him. He was telling me about how he just got some new ink done. Mm-hmm. And the guy was sitting there doing his ink, and his wrestling career comes up. And the guy's like, "Oh, I love wrestling. You know, where do you wrestle out of?" And he tells him everything. And, you know, the guy asks, "How do you make money?" And he's kind of, you know, James is kind of talking about it a little bit. And he says, "But the real money is when you buy T-shirts and stuff." Also, the guy stops mid-tattoo. And he goes, "Do you have any?"
He sold a T-shirt.
He sold a T-shirt.
In the middle of the tattoo.
In the middle of the tattoo.
I promise you, one of these days we're going to do a show on nothing but James.
I can't even sell one of mine.
And he sells one to a tattoo artist while he's getting a tattoo.
Exactly. I'm sitting there going, man, I need to get you out selling my T-shirts.
I'm serious. I'm serious. My God, I think we should take him back to spectators, put him around a bunch of mills, and just let him sell merchandise. I think it would go out the door. That's another story altogether.
That and topless hookers.
Oh.
Having them surrounded by topless hookers, that would sell.
Yeah, that would sell. Yeah. So, Finn, it's Kevin. It's real simple. We've enjoyed the hell out of it. It's okay. Doses! Bitch!